Omnimovie uses full-size VHS tapes, plays Hollywood movies, all your own.
Retro Review is right. We are back. Hello, Mark.
How's it going, bro?
Of course, as I do the intro,
immediately.
a fucking popcorn kernel dislodged from my gums and into the back of my throat. That's a good omen, right? This is fine.
Podcaster chokes to death.
Fat guy chokes to death on popcorn at movie show. Irony. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. There are no ladies who listen to the show. Producer in the booth is listening.
Shit.
She works here. That's why. This week, we are covering The Cell from the year 2000. And the reason we're covering it, A, it's a retro review, but B, it was Mark's pick. Mark hasn't picked a movie on the show in a while, and I felt a little guilty about it.
And we're about to find out why.
And last week, I was like, on our Patreon, I think it was, I was like, oh man, we were talking about it, and you mentioned The Cell, and how you really loved it. And I was like, oh, I saw it, and I didn't really remember it. And I was like, fuck it. You know what? I don't think Mark's picked something since, like, Pandorum. Fuck it. We're going to let Mark pick the movie. So, Mark, you chose The Cell. So that's what we're going to be discussing this week. You people have had 24 years to see it, so I'm not going to bother with the spoiler warnings. We're just going to spoil shit.
That old.
It's fucking nuts, because it does not look it, by the way. It does not look like a movie that's 24 years old.
You know what's crazy, by the way? Harold and Kumar celebrated their 20th anniversary.
Jesus.
Insane.
Mortality is setting in. The specter of death looms.
That got really dark.
That kernel was meant for you.
Yeah, it's like Final Destination.
That's right, with the popcorn kernel. Hey, before we do any of that stuff, before we even get into housekeeping, we have a special little thing we want to do on the show right quick. Our buddy, you know him if you listen to this show, but a friend of the show, and also just our friend in life, our buddy Tommy Nuggets, who's been on this show many times. He just did the big winter grab bag with us, our Christmas grab bag. He reviewed Imaginary with me. He's a friend of the show. He's on here all the time. He's going to be going in for a surgery, and we just want to kind of wish him well. I don't know if he'll listen to this. I'm imagining if he's laid up for a while, he's going to be coming to our podcast eventually. But yeah, we just want to say, Tommy, get well, rest up. Hope you're doing good, man. And hope to see you again soon on this show, right?
Yeah, hope you're healed and back and ready to podcast with us.
That's right. And also, too, watch some good movies, rest up. And if you're listening to this and you're a podcaster or you're somebody that follows Tommy, go on his socials and just, send him some good vibes and some fun messages. I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. Our buddy Tommy Nuggets. So get well, buddy. All right, let's do some quick housekeeping. Unless you have anything to add? Do you have anything to add? Okay.
We love Tommy, and we hope he gets well soon. So
damn straight.
We're looking forward to talking to him again soon. It's been a while, actually.
Hell yeah. I know. I funny enough, I was going to invite him on for our big Twisters show this summer. So hopefully my plan is I'll let the cat out of the bag. Hopefully he's feeling well enough to podcast by that time, because we would love to have him on for Twisters. I think that would be a really fun show to do with him.
Great.
Hey, housekeeping. You can catch us on the socials at the Matt and Mark Movie Show. That pretty much goes everywhere you can go. Instagram. Instagram has been trying my resolve lately. Can I just say that? It is so goddamn annoying. This whole algorithmic lifestyle that we lead, where I have to come up with content, and sometimes it's successful only in that, like, the algorithm decided to show it to everybody that actually follows us, because then for the most part, it then clutches it like a greedy golem, if you will. And it only shows it to like 9 of our followers for 1 hour, and that's it.
It deletes it.
It then basically erases it from existence. So like if you work hard on content and then it comes back with like 8 likes, that's insulting. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit.
1 like per every hour of work I put into this.
Infuriates. It really does. It infuriates me. Instagram has been really fucking trying our resolve. But you know what? We did do well. People seem to really enjoy our Madam Web, Madam Web reel where you correctly predicted, like a Nostradamus. You correctly predicted the Madam Web Steelbook. People seem to enjoy that.
That was an amazing moment.
That was an all-timer podcast moment. So there you go. You can see that moment, by the way, on Instagram at the Matt and Mark Movie Show. And go to our profile and make sure you're still following us and make sure you've seen all the other content, because I'm not doing this shit for my health. You know what I mean?
And also, if you go to the Patreon, you can see the full episode of that, and it's even funnier.
Damn straight. Good segue. Yes, we have a
Thank you.
Patreon, as Mark hinted. It's patreon.com/the Matt and Mark Movie Show. The link is in the show notes. And to the man's credit, he's absolutely right. You want to see that whole show, you want to see that whole conversation in context. The way you do that is by subscribing to the Patreon for as little as $1. You get access to a ton of shit like that. A ton of gold. Not that we don't bring you people gold, but there's gold that lives there.
That's not the only good Patreon episode. It's not like a bunch of crap and then this one's awesome. It's like there's a ton of really funny stuff out there.
Yes, there is. We've had some fun Patreons, but last week's was like a banger.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it all comes together, like the movies and the mood, and you know, it all kind of coalesces. Allergy medications, synapses in your brain, it all comes together in a stew, in a brain stew that just like pops off. And hey, we have a YouTube. Go check out our show over there. You can subscribe, follow, sub, whatever you want to do. Give us a like. That's a great way to help support our show. Even if you can't become a patron, right? A free way to do that is just simply by liking our content, sharing it, and giving us reviews where you can on the platforms you listen to.
And you get to see our mugs.
Damn straight. You can see our mugs, but you can also, if you follow us on Instagram, you can also win shit. You know, sometimes I get a wild hair, and I'm like, I'm just going to do a giveaway. That's exactly what I did for this show, because I was like, I want to know how well our audience knows us. And on Instagram, I held a contest over the weekend. I said, fuck it. I have all these extra Blu-rays and stuff. I'm going to send one mystery Blu-ray of my choosing to a listener who plays along and guesses correctly with the retro review this week, which, of course, now we know is The Cell. Because I said,
he's not giving away Madam Web.
Yeah, dude, some smartass, you know who you are. Some smartass wrote, is the movie we win Madam Web? I will never part with my Madam Web Steelbook. Never.
That's going in the Fallout vault.
That's goddamn right. That's what my Fallout shelter is made of. Right, all the steel, right? Want to make sure that's protected. Want to line that up real good, right? And they're going to be going to a landfill soon, so I'll have plenty to really insulate my walls. Get a 6 feet thick, I hope. No, we had a winner, and that winner is Steel Lens Cinema. I've already been in contact with them. I'm not going to reveal the mystery movie they won, but they were the only person to guess correctly with these clues. I said the year 2000. Mark picked it, and he loves sci-fi, which was the hint that obviously it's a sci-fi movie. And I gave a bullshit clue about myself that didn't matter. So your clues were 2000 and sci-fi. And when I tell you the amount of shitty guesses we got... Dude, Jeff from The Love of Cinema, who I think was just trolling us, every guess he had was not sci-fi. He was like, are you guys going to review The Perfect Storm? No. Are you guys going to review What Lies Beneath? Not a sci-fi. Are you guys going to review Dinosaur, the Walt Disney movie? No. No, Jeff. We're reviewing The Cell. And the only person who got it right was Steel Lens Cinemas. Thank you for playing along. Your disc will be in the mail soon. So there you go. The Cell is the movie we're talking about. And Mark, since this was your choice, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, no.
The year 2000. Wait, let's get some context. Did you see this in the theater?
Hell yeah, I did. And
You
I
did.
think that's why I loved it so much. And I'm very happy that I got to see it too.
You've
Because
seen
I
a
don't
lot
think
of...
it's
You're a
ever
fan of
coming
this
back
guy.
to me.
We should say the movie is directed by Tarsem Singh, who Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, in the year 2024, we're looking at this stuff, and you go to Wikipedia or IMDb, it says Tarsem Singh. But was there not a time where he went by one name? He was just
he
Tarsem?
was just Tarsem. Yeah. which is
Okay,
kinda
what the
cool,
fuck
actually,
happened?
right?
Yeah, I actually prefer that. Yeah, what happened?
Well, if you notice, like, I think as soon as he switched to like his full name, his movies became more mainstream.
Oh,
And
they
kind
were
of like,
like,
I don't know if you've seen Selfless, but
that's Ryan
that
Reynolds,
kind of
right?
felt like it's kind of, it seems like as soon as he added his full name, he lost his original style that you would see in The Cell and The Fall.
It's kind of
where
like
it's
when your cool
like,
friend finally gets like a big boy job, and you're like, dude, your name used to be Bulldog McQueen. Why are you calling yourself Chester? It's like, because I work at the Gap now, you know? That's what essentially what happened to Tarsem. He had a cool name. He was Tarsem, and then he got a big boy job, and now he's Tarsem Singh, which I think is very strange. He should have just separated the Tar and the Sem, right? As like a Tar is my first name and Sem is my last name. My name
but
is
then when the movie
Tarsem.
Tar came out, he'd probably be like,
You'd be like, God damn
"Hey,
it.
people keep asking me if I did this Tar movie." It's crazy how much Tar pops up on this podcast.
Tar, dude. And we've both seen it. And the irony is we both liked it. We make fun of it. We mock it. But you like Tar, right?
Yeah,
I like Tar,
movie.
too. I thought it was a good movie.
Anything with Tar in it, I'll like.
Yeah, dude. You like Tarsem. You like the movie Tar. You like to smoke black tar cigarettes.
I love the tar fields in Sin City.
That's right. You're a big fan of black tar heroin.
Yeah.
You like the movie
right
Starman. Can't spell Starman without tar.
Tar.
Right? You like Starman. I like Starman too. Yes. So Mark saw The Cell in theaters, instantly loved it, but let's briefly tell the people about Tarsem or Tarsem Singh. So, other movies this guy has made. I'm going to tell you. I've seen a few of them. I have not seen all of them. The Fall, I have not seen.
Love it. It's awesome.
I've heard that's his
Immortals?
other big one, right? He's known
Really
for The
good.
Cell and The Fall.
Yeah.
Immortals I
could
saw
have been
with
bigger.
you.
I love that movie. I know.
I thought Immortals was cool as shit.
But I really enjoy it. It's super fun, and I actually like. I know Mirror Mirror gets pretty low reviews.
Did
in
he
its
direct
filmography,
that?
but I actually enjoyed that from
Wait a
visual
minute.
perspective.
Hold
yeah,
the phone, dude. The
Yeah.
Snow White Julia Roberts movie?
yeah.
Tarsem directed that?
Yes, sir. He did.
Is he going by Tarsem in that one or Tarsem
I
Singh?
forgot. Actually, that's a really good question.
He's just made up something else.
But I think that's when it started with the two names.
Because Julia
name,
Roberts
rather,
was
yeah.
like, you got a real goddamn job now. You fucking
Yeah, because I even think Immortals he used his full name, and I think the last one he used just Tarsem was probably The Fall,
was
if
The
I
Fall.
remember correctly. But
Okay,
I think
I've-
I've seen most of his movies in the theater, with the
In the
exception
theater.
of Selfless and Mirror Mirror. But I think they actually
Have
warned
you
that they
seen
used their
Mirror
voices.
Mirror?
I have, yeah.
You liked it.
I did like it, yeah. I was
Wow, so
pleasantly surprised.
You're just like a straight up fan of this guy. You like
Yeah, I
his
love his
movies. You celebrate the man's entire filmography.
With the exception of Selfless.
Oh, right,
Which
because you have not
actually, I
not
believe
seen
gets
that.
a higher rating than Mirror Mirror, which is kind of funny.
I'm not surprised by
And
that.
also gets a higher rating than Immortals, which that actually
Immortals
shows
was
you.
good. We went through a period where we had a lot of Sword and Sandal stuff, I think because of
Thanks to
300.
300, yeah.
Right? We had Troy, we had Immortals, we had there were a few other ones. 300 even eventually got a sequel.
Yeah.
Right? We had Clash of the
That kind of
Titans and Wrath of the Titans. We had a lot of those. I like some of those newer Sword and Sandal movies. Some of them were pretty good.
They're
like, you know,
super fun and enjoyable.
I love the original Clash of the Titans from 81, but the newer one with Sam Worthington, the first one, I actually enjoyed.
No, they're
I'm
great.
not ashamed to admit I liked it. Yeah.
They kind of have that almost throwback Mummy type of appeal, where
Yes.
it's just like super
Especially
fun.
that Clash remake, because it's got like, great creatures in it and really
Yeah.
fun effects. There's like a mummy guy that travels with them in fights. Remember that? It's pretty cool, man. Anyway.
Now I kind of want to. I haven't seen that one in forever, but
Okay,
now
let me
I
tell
kinda would
you,
like to.
as a fan of that one, of the new Clash, and I watched it pretty recently too, like within the last few months. You're going to want to watch Wrath of the Titans because it's a sequel. You're going to be all excited, and I'm here to tell you that one sucks.
Oh, yeah. I
Wrath.
think I remember I saw both of them in the theater, but I forgot if I liked Wrath or not. I do
Wrath
remember
blew,
liking the
dude.
first one.
Yeah, Clash is fun. Wrath blows. It's not
By
good.
the way, because it's been so long, I think the last time I actually saw Clash was in the theater. Does it end on a cliffhanger that picks up in the second one, or no?
No, it's kind of a new problem. It's just a great classic sequel setup. Like, oh, You thought everything was fine. Now this. Yeah, there's no... There might be one small carryover with a certain character who I won't name, just in case you do watch it. But that's not the crux of the story, you know? It's not like... Anyway, Clash of the Titans, people. Go watch that remake.
Wrath stinks
it's fun
anyway,
shit.
so I'll probably just avoid... If you
Don't
if
watch
you say
Wrath.
It's terrible, I'll just...
It sucks. I like shit.
Plague.
I own a Madam Web Steelbook, and I'm here to tell you, don't watch
There
Wrath
are
of the
no
Titans.
Wrath of the Titans steelbooks in Matt's collection.
If there was a Wrath of the Titans Steelbook, you couldn't even give it to me for free.
You know what you should do? Buy that one, and that's the prize.
That's the giveaway? This is what the guy wins for guessing the cell correctly? He's like, what the fuck?
He took the Vegas information and basically did an amazing guess, and then all he gets is a shitty sequel.
Listen, I was afraid to give people any more clues because I didn't want to make it too easy. I didn't want to say Jennifer Lopez. I didn't want to say, you know, Dream or Nightmare or something that I was like, that's going to give it away. I was like, you get 2000 and sci-fi, that's what you get. Even though
a tough one to do too.
This is a sci-fi horror movie, without a doubt. I would say to call this a sci-fi is the most general thing you can say about it, because to me, it is a horror movie.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And I should say that, unlike Mark, I'm not as familiar with this movie. I saw it once when it came out, and I didn't remember it. I honestly, watching it last night for the show, dude, it was like watching a brand new movie for me.
Oh, that's great, no?
Yes, which was a great experience because it felt brand spanking new. And this is the thing I wanted to kick off the conversation with was, how does it hold up for you, Mark? As a fan of Tarsem, you loved it the first time around. How's it feel watching it now?
To me, I love it. I mean, every time I see it, I find new details because it's a very, I guess a good word to describe it is sumptuous when it comes to the visuals. Because once you're thrown into that dream or the mind of these people, it's very artistic. Actually, a lot of the imagery is based on paintings and such, and done in a really beautiful. It's actually a gorgeous movie. But the other thing is that it wraps all the disturbing moments in this movie in like a beautiful painting, like a kind of grunge. It's very textural. So every time I see it, I notice something new. The sets, there's a lot of physical effects. I don't know if you watch because I have the DVD, and I do miss New Line Cinema because those DVDs were fucking awesome.
They were
if you
loaded.
want to talk physical media, there was tons of features, deleted scenes, but I do remember seeing. So I haven't seen it for this viewing, but I remember watching that behind the scenes VFX, and so much of it was like, it almost felt like this was like a huge movie of the time when they start describing the techniques they use. Like, for example, you know, when Starger is in his own world and they first introduce him as the king and he's coming down those steps in that purple cape,
the like ribbon or whatever. Yeah.
So basically that a lot of that was a physical effect, and because that fabric was so big, they actually had two cables attached to him and they had to pull him down the stairs for that.
Whoa.
So a lot of thought went into this movie, and to me, because you're asking about how I think of it, I actually think that a lot of the effects aged really well. And there's some like really cool editing techniques. I love how they use like framing and sound, sort of like when she first enters, the camera does that Dutch angle and then locks into place, and it has that metallic thunking noise. There's a lot of really cool stuff in this movie visually for people to enjoy. Although, like I said, it is extremely disturbing. That's the one thing. Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, this movie is actually.
I wouldn't even call this movie
disturbing.
I would say it's straight up unnerving. Like, it unnerved me. And it's hard to unnerve me because I've been so desensitized after 20 plus years of watching schlock and The Last Drive-In and slasher movies, and
people on your grave.
I shit on your grave. I poop on your grave. I had sex on your grave. I had sex on your grave too. Right? All those movies on that guy's shelf. I put my butt on your grave. That would be a good like PG-13 version. Your grave. I rub my balls on your grave too. God, this franchise really took a nosedive. I was unnerved, dude, watching this because I forgot two things. One, I forgot that the real world plot of the movie is incredibly stressful, due in part to the fact that it's high concept, but it feels real. And it feels real because of the performance. So basically the setup is this serial killer abducts women and he puts them in a tank of isolation. And they're being recorded, but he's nowhere near it. He can kind of watch the videos at his leisure, and he kind of checks in with them. And over a period of time, I think about 48 hours, he keeps them alive. He gives them what they need to survive. So they have food, they have a toilet, they have water. And then every few hours at first, there are little bursts of water that the tank kind of fills up. And the first time it happens, it's like a rain shower, and there's like maybe an inch of water on the floor. Then it keeps happening. So by like hour 20, she's in waist deep water, and you're kind of getting where it's gonna go. The crappy thing is that the guy has like a complete psychotic break that puts him into a coma, the killer. And the FBI has no leads on his latest abductee, right? So the only way they can...
like a virus, right?
Oh, right. It's like a virus in his brain, right? At first I think it's schizophrenia. The only way they can find out the location of this woman... So there's a ticking clock. It's a great setup for a movie. They have to find the location of this woman. They have to go into the man's brain via some awesome sci-fi technology we'll talk about in a second. That's your hook. So while we have these amazing dreamscape things that Mark is talking about, and you're meeting Vincent D'Onofrio, and you're seeing all these cool paintings come to life, right? It is so goddamn stressful. Maybe it was just me. I find it incredibly stressful when, A, people realize they're going to die, and it's prolonged. I don't like that. And this lady, kudos to whoever the actress was that was in that tank, because, dude, she sold it. Like, I was mortified. And every time it would cut back to her, I was almost sad to leave the dreamscape world because I was so interested in what was going on there. And I knew the movie was going to not be fun for like 2 minutes. I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this lady. And the screaming and the, oh my God, I'm going to drown. And just the desperation in her voice. It's fucking nuts. So do be warned. We don't usually do trigger warnings on the show because usually I think trigger warnings are for big pussies. But I will say I would give you a trigger warning if you don't want to see like a lady prolongingly knowing she's gonna die. This might not be the movie for you.
Or disturbing sex scenes.
Incredibly disturbing. Wait, we got to talk about.
By the way, this also. Since you mentioned the woman drowning the first victim or the second victim, there's also the first visual victim that we see that actually does perish at his hands. And the crazy thing is, due to time constraints, a lot of the time they were supposed to have a dummy, but they actually used her to play the dead body. And so when you see those ants on her face when they reveal
those are real
crime scene, that's her just like.
Holy shit.
Holding still, yeah.
Do you have a thing in movies where if you see a dead body, are you looking to see if that actor breathes or moves or twitches at all?
Once I see the stomach move up and down slightly, I'm like, oh, thank God, they're not really dead.
Well, I got to tell you, I was going to give credit to that lady because I was watching. I always do that if there's a dead body in a scene, unless it's a dummy. And you guys know I love dummies. But, like, I was paying special attention to that lady to be like, are you going to fucking move? And guess what? She doesn't. So good fucking act. Basically, Tarsem has surrounded himself with incredibly good actors who can sell the emotion of this grand vision. And that is important because the other part of the vision plays out in these crazy dreamscapes that like are so far removed from reality. But like that was the cool thing about the movie is that the real world drama, the stakes, grounds all that. So it makes it meaningful and it makes it real where you're like, all right, this is cool, but we can't hang out here too long because this fucking lady is going to die. Right? Was that not in the back of your mind the whole time? Because it was for me. I was like, hey, this is cool, but Jennifer Lopez, hurry the fuck up.
It's like, you can't be chilling in here for a while.
No. We should talk about Jennifer Lopez. This is her first appearance on the Matt and Mark Movie Show. Generally, I would say we're pretty kind to her because she's in Anaconda, which is a show favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a future retro review right there, Anaconda.
Oh, I'd love to do that. But I think that this is one of her most. I would say this is her. This performance is very different than what she normally does
Yes.
She's actually, she's playing someone that's more like kind of calm, and I'm not that she plays crazy people, but her character is very like, she's very reserved. It's a very
Yes.
muted performance, but it's a really good nuanced performance. Like, I totally believe her. I think when she's showing compassion, even though these are like that guy's, he's a murderer, just seeing that side of him, the good side of him, she's kind of like a
The
positive
child
character.
side, right? The inner
Yeah,
child.
she's very like compassionate, and it really shines in this. And I'd say that I think, it's okay. I know we're talking about Jennifer Lopez, but the interesting thing about this movie is they take two characters. Like, I really know her from rom-com, so this is like my first time. I think maybe another serious movie she was in was Enough, but I don't recall that one. So this
I
is
feel
my
like Anaconda
benchmark.
and Money Train are the two things I always think about with
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez.
So for this movie, it's sort of like, and the same with Vince Vaughn, another kind of like rom-com actor.
Yes,
And
but
for
this was
me, I
back in the
thought
day when he was still being serious.
I don't see. I've forgotten his other.
Yeah, man,
serious
he was
movies.
Norman Bates in the Psycho remake, like coming right off that to go to this. And he was in a bunch of random indie movies with serious parts, like Clay Pigeons was one.
I've not seen that.
There was one other one, and of course Swingers was his big thing. Everybody in the movie, actually, to your point, is kind of understated and calm.
Yeah.
Even the killer, Vincent D'Onofrio, who's normally like this big over-the-top actor, but he's super calm and collected to a creepy degree, obviously.
But he's also like extremely terrifying.
Yeah, just visually, like before he doesn't even need to speak. Like the character's so pumped up, and you could just kind of see that. I do want to quickly say though,
Bardem's character in No Country for Old Men should duke it out because they both have that.
they both have that quiet hair,
but they're also.
I have the Page Boy haircut.
Hair.
I do want to say too. So I'm going to say this too, right? So when I remembered that Jennifer Lopez was the star of this movie, I was like, how the fuck? Like, she's so... Instantly, Mark, I'm going to admit, I was already kind of against it. I was like, oh, so we're supposed to believe J-Lo is like this fucking scientist who goes into people's brains. That's actually not what she is at all. I'm just telling you, this is my first impression. And I was like, that's not good. That's not believable. I'm not going to believe that. And I'm here to... You know what I thought it was going to be? I thought it was going to be like... Remember Denise Richards in The World Is Not Enough, where we're supposed to believe she's a scientist?
Oh, yeah.
Christmas Jones, or whatever her name was. Christmas comes twice a year. Isn't that what Pierce Brosnan tells her? Christmas comes again. Oh, ho, ho! Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Wow, I forgot about all those like cheesy puns.
He
from
did
those
all.
movies.
She's like, don't you want to unwrap your Christmas gift early? And he's like, Harry Pierce Brosnan's like, breathing.
Christmas came prematurely.
Christmas couldn't perform under this kind of stress. He's got a lot on his mind, okay? It happens. Sometimes Christmas doesn't come, and that's perfectly normal.
Not everybody believes in Christmas, and sometimes it just never comes at all.
Christmas can't just come again when he just came 30 seconds ago. You gotta wait a whole year for Christmas. The earliest is July. Christmas in July. It's a good 6 months you gotta wait. Can't go now. But, sorry, we got off track there with Christmas Jones. I want to give J-Lo credit, too, because that's not what her role is at all. They actually gave her a really smart... They positioned her very smartly. She is meant to be sympathetic, and she's a social worker whose background makes her super effective in this high-tech facility that can put you into people's brains. So they incept J-Lo into your dreams, and she, through her social work and her giant buttocks, is very nice to you. Dude, that was egregious. When she's at the fucking refrigerator and she's in her underwear and she's blatantly doing like the butt shot. I was like, oh, not even Tarsem is above this.
By the way, wasn't that during like that time where in the news, I just remember was like, J-Lo insures her butt for $1 million.
Yes, dude. Yes, that was the exact. Yes, that's why. That's almost why I think they did it. They were almost probably like in her contract. They were like, you have to have a shot of her ass. And Tarsem was like, Tarsem talks about himself in first person. Tarsem will deliver. Tarsem always delivers.
Tarsem always delivers the ass shot.
You expect to see ass in Tarsem's film? Tarsem shall give to you.
Start on ass.
I end
Clint
on
Eastwood's
ass.
I approve.
I like to start on ass myself.
Well, that's a great idea, starting on ass.
I'll use that. Okay.
I'll use that in my 90s.
I did think that was funny, though. I was like, of course, they got to make a big deal about her butt being in the camera, and now we can continue on with the movie. It was almost like a check mark they had to hit.
Let's get this over with.
Close set. Come on. Only critical set, people. Only critical. Did we get the butt shot? All right. Okay, everybody come back on in. That's usually how it works. But to her credit, she was great. They were all great. All the actors were great. Especially
with that butt, to her credit.
Thank you. To her credit. Christmas comes again. Dude, I remember doing a big Bond rewatch, and when we got to The World Is Not Enough, I remember thinking, "Oh, this one's not as bad as I remember." But the fucking, I forgot her name now, Denise Richards. The Denise Richards shit is so bad in it, dude. It's so fucking bad.
Now I kind of want to rewatch this.
Let's talk about Vincent D'Onofrio a little bit, dude. We talked about him. He's the serial killer, and the cool bit is that this is where Tarsem's background comes in. I was kind of surprised. I should have figured, because I feel like every director in that era got their start in music videos, right? David Fincher, our buddy Michael Bay even got his start in music videos. Spike Jonze, a lot of music video people carrying over, coming in to do film, and Tarsem was one of those guys, apparently famous for doing REM's "Losing My Religion" video, which he actually references in the cell. Did you catch that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So the first time Jennifer Lopez is incepted into Vincent D'Onofrio's brain, she sees him like bathing the victim in a bathtub, and like you're seeing the wide shot from behind him as like you see the lady in the tub. That is directly referencing a shot from that music video.
Oh, wow.
Exact same shot. If you go back and watch Losing My Religion from REM, you'll see the same exact fucking shot.
Okay, I will check it out. Yes.
Apparently there are a lot of little music. They're not only art homages, like fine art homages, there are also music video homages. Like, you know the bit where Stargar, when they reverse it and she tries to bring him into her mind, and he kind of appears as that like devil, but first he appears as like a silhouette, and he's kind of twisting in the trees.
Spins out of the way. He's like,
yes.
Ooh.
That was referencing, I don't think Tarsem directed it, but that was referencing a Marilyn Manson video at the time that had a very similar setup with like these spindly trees and him just kind of roaming around in the background in shadow. Exact reference right there. Everybody that doesn't remember MTV is like, I don't care. What are music videos? What is this? And to that I would say
MTV, so half the music videos you were mentioning, I'm like, I have no clue.
No, I don't. MTV is the devil. I have no frame of reference for anything you're talking about. It's just a babbling show.
MTV was considered the devil.
Mine too. I remember I had two different shades of household, right? I had the religious house at my mom's where I wasn't allowed to watch anything questionable, meaning MTV. But then I had my dad's house where it was like goddamn free for all. It was like ancient Rome. You could just do whatever you wanted, and there was no ratings rule in my house.
Maximus in this living room.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit. So like my dad would let me watch MTV basically to piss my mom off, but also because he just didn't give a shit. So I would go to MTV and I'd catch up during all the shit I miss. Right, I'd watch all your Beavis and Butthead and MTV oddities. I'd watch 120 minutes so I could watch all the new videos, the music videos.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. It was a pretty good time.
I'm jealous.
It was like one of the only cool things my dad ever did. Thanks a lot, Dad. You son of a bitch. You left to get cigarettes and never came back. No, I'm kidding. My dad doesn't smoke. He just left. He's like, I don't have an excuse. You're fucking annoying. I'm leaving. Are you going to get cigarettes, Dad? I don't smoke. Slam.
But I will leave forever.
But I will leave. Christmas comes again?
Never.
Never. Not for you. Christmas only comes at the airport Hilton with a cheap hooker. Dad! If my dad ever listens to this show, I'm fucked.
That just made me think of like that super disturbing scene with the dad, and he's beating his
Oh
kid.
my
He's
God.
like,
Okay, that made me flash back to our conversation about the black phone and that horrifically real scene where Jeremy Davies beats the shit out of the kids with a belt. That was a hard fucking scene to watch in this, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
this one is definitely not for today's day and
no,
age.
but
they're saying words that
you definitely
no
cannot get away
longer
with
use
saying
anymore.
Yep. Can't get away with saying that shit. But for a movie that's 24 years old, it feels super fresh, doesn't it? Feel like
It feels
for me,
very contemporary.
the concepts felt super contemporary. The execution felt very fresh and cutting edge. Like now it's like
really well, yeah.
Dude, totally. I agree. Even the technology, even the cool. I love the look of that lab and those rising platforms as they're like dangling.
And the shrouds they have to wear.
The shroud is cool, the like tech shroud over the face. I also love it. Almost reminded me of the armor from Bram Stoker's Dracula, the like visceral bodysuits.
Isn't it the same costume designer? Right?
I think it is, yeah.
And by the way, fun fact about Vince Vaughn's character, they purposely made his suits not fit him properly, so he would kind of have this childlike look to him.
Yes, one of our listeners actually brought that up. I want to shout him out, Patrick, our buddy Patrick M.
Nice.
On Instagram, when we revealed the winner and that we were going to be reviewing The Cell, Patrick M actually weighed in and he said this. I thought this would be interesting. He said, my mom and I saw The Cell in theaters together. Imagine seeing this movie with your mom.
I can't believe he watched it with his mom.
Dude, my mom
shit.
would probably throw me in a prison. He says he was really impressed. This is one of New Line's Platinum Series DVD releases, and he, like you, Mark, poured over all the special features. He learned about how the costume designers purposefully gave Vince Vaughn suits that were the wrong size to help his character seem more childlike. Details like this blew my mind. I haven't seen it since. Our buddy Patrick M. That's what he says.
Shit! I hope he rewatches now.
He also called that out, so you're in good company.
Patrick's a cool dude.
Dude, I love this. That's what I'm saying. I miss the days of New Line. Like what was it called? InfiniFilm? Wasn't that what it was called?
Yeah.
When you get the like deluxe New Line DVDs. I remember I had the InfiniFilm New Line DVD for Freddy vs. Jason, and it was like the coolest, most high-tech DVD you could own at the time, next to like the Sony Superbit. Remember you'd have like Superbit.
Oh, I remember Superbit.
Starship Troopers, Superbit, Run Lola Run.
Do you remember the Superbit? Because they're like, it has so much data on it that there's no special features.
Yep. Megabits. I was like, all the megabits of Leon the Professional in the palm of my hand.
And now they look like trash.
They look like they look like you're watching through a porthole on a ship. You're like one of Vincent D'Onofrio's victims trying to watch through like the wet corner of glass.
Eyeballs.
with your bleached eyebrows and eyeballs. Why does it look funny? That's the Superbit version of Run Lola Run, you son of a bitch.
By the way, when you were watching this, did you also think like, how the fuck did this move? Like somebody read this script and was like, oh, cool, we'll give you money to do that. Well, you can segment a horse. You can have like disturbing jerk off scenes.
You can, like one of the craziest things in the movie,
child abuse,
is actually very tame when you hold it up against the horse and all that. Like the thing where he's cranking the spit and pulling Vince Vaughn's intestines out.
That scene always makes my
that is horrible, but it is pales in comparison to me on the gross out factor when you have like the horse getting, I don't know what you call that. It's just like cut down and like
Damien Hirst.
Yeah. There's also other, like apparently that horse sequence, which I think is probably the most famous one from this movie, that's taken from a painting from your buddy H.R. Giger. Is it Geiger or Giger?
I hear it's Giger.
Giger.
But I think Geiger sounds so
Geiger
much
sounds
cooler.
way cooler, dude.
So
like a Geiger
call
counter.
Mr. Geiger. I'm like, I don't give a shit about how you pronounce your name.
Oh, you're like Julia Roberts. What's your name? Tarsem? No, what's your real name? Tarsem Singh. Yeah, that's your name now. She's like a fucking
prepare
bully.
to not work anymore.
Nah, your name's Geiger. Okay, Julia Roberts.
You win, Julia Roberts.
What's your full name? Remember that shit? How well do you know The Untouchables? Remember that part where Sean Connery's talking to Andy Garcia and he goes, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Stone." He's like, "No, what's your real name before you changed it?" He's like, "My name is Andy Stone Garcia." And he's like, "I knew it. You fucking lied." Great fucking movie. Anyway, sorry, I got off track there. Oh god, the podcast cat is here. Hang on.
It's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here. Mark, I have to segue now. Dude, apparently though the horse is based on a painting, but also my favorite visual. I wanted to ask you what your favorite visual in the movie was, but my favorite visual is also taken from a painting. It's like the three women sitting in a field, the name of that painting, barren, and their mouths are weirdly open. They look unearthly and weird, and they're staring up at
that pulse in their neck.
Yes, and they're staring up at a dark sky, and they each take turns talking. They're like little crow people. I think that was my favorite. That's the thing that stuck with me since I watched. That's like the visual I keep. That's like burned into my brain. Is there one from the movie that's kind of burned into your brain?
I like when she enters that head space, and then she's just walking through all these weird vignettes, and then she sees the dog just shaking the blood off of its fur in like slow motion. I mean, there's so many. I'll be honest though, my favorite scene and sequence visually is outside of that world for some reason. You know me, I love SWAT teams. When the FBI just raids his house, just the way they structure that scene, how it's cut together, those whip pans, and using the sound of the gun cocking to move to the next section. It's so cool.
Although I was like, ooh, somebody watch Seven. Doesn't that remind you of like, Dix, you better come take a look at this? When the Seven's fucking tack team moves in and the sloth guy's in the bed, he's like, ha, ha, ha. That part.
I was also thinking of Leon, the professional, when they raid the apartment.
That would be a good dude. 1 week when there's like something where we're like we can't decide on what to watch, we should do a full episode of our favorite SWAT scenes in cinema.
Yeah,
just like
that would be so much
break
fun.
Down our favorite SWAT scenes because there are some good ones. Now you're making me remember some good ones.
Suddenly we're charting in all these like police territories.
We're real big in the cop bars. That's what Jeff from Love of Cinema said. He's like, I got a fucking pre-roll ad for the police academy. Yeah. They really know your demographic. And I was like, is that our demo?
Now it is.
Now it is. Is that who's listening to us?
That'd be crazy, actually. Oh,
that'd be fucking insane. I love that. Yeah, the slow-mo dog is great. That SWAT team sequence is great. There's so many great. That's what this thing is.
I mean, the baptism sequence when the camera's going.
Oh, it goes fully around.
Yeah, but then it goes to the top. It does like basically a complete circle and lands on this guy's feet.
Yeah,
and then but it looks like he's standing underneath the water. And the transitions are crazy in this movie.
You know what I love too? It was super simple, but you know I love this shit. Was the bit where you weren't sure right away if J-Lo had gone under, and she kind of wakes up and they're like, something's wrong. She's like, something's wrong. What the fuck's wrong? And you realize that it's like that forced perspective shot. Yeah, they use that fucking Lord of the Rings forced perspective, and she's like 4 foot tall and walking around, and she's like, it puts you into the mindset though, because you're like, almost like a little kid. Like you're in an environment that's supposed to be familiar, but you feel like super small and like basically vulnerable.
And it's also you're helpless too, because she's supposed to like hit the breaker switches that are on
she can't reach
which
them.
Is really stupid. They put it in the other room behind a door. Anyway,
right.
Whatever.
But it's such a dream thing. That's like what tips you off that it's not real, right?
It's such an
like why would they ask her to do that if she's already like roped up? They're so like protective of her, and then all of a sudden the guy Dylan Baker, a great character actor, guy who I love from Trick or Treat. He's
your favorite.
He's Stephen Wilkins from Trick or Treat. What's your name? Stephen Wilkins. He's like one of the tech guy in the room. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is the lady he's with from 28 Days Later? Isn't she the lady that hangs out with Cillian Murphy?
No, that's
different actor.
She's from Bond though. She was in the
Oh,
new
you're
Bond
right.
movie.
Yes, she played Moneypenny.
Yeah, and they
That's
didn't
right.
give her shit to do. She's like one of my favorite actors, and they
Yeah,
didn't
she
give
is
her
good.
shit.
She is
I
good.
think that lady is Marianne Jean
Oh,
Baptiste.
that's the lady from Fat Man then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so isn't she Santa Claus's wife in Fat Man? Remember we covered Fat Man on this show?
Yeah, a long ass time
A
ago. I don't know.
long, many moons
Actually,
ago.
I think you might be right. I
She is
completely
Mel
forgot
Gibson's
about
Santa
that.
Claus's wife. She's Mrs. Claus in Fat Man, I
Damn,
think.
you and the facial recognition. Holy
Dude,
shit.
Apple ID don't have shit on me. I'm Face ID.
You remind me of those guys that do like geo guessing, and they're like, they just see a road and they're like, Spain. And then they like drop a pin on this tiny ass town, and then it's right, and everyone's like, holy shit.
You're like, does that guy have Tourette's? No, it's just how he is. Just leave him alone. His dad left.
He must be on the spectrum.
He didn't even say he was going to go get cigarettes. He just left.
And now he's good at math.
He couldn't take the constant movie references. He'd had enough. So
Tired of you guessing these faces.
yeah,
I'm out of here.
I'm tired of you always recognizing people in the TV shows I watch.
But you don't recognize your own father.
Yeah, you don't recognize your own kin, but you recognize the third actor in Sanford and Son. How dare you? I'm your flesh and blood.
By the way,
My dad is Yosemite Sam, by the way.
Your dad sounds terrifying now.
He is, dude. I would have become Vincent D'Onofrio in this movie.
Oh my god.
No. Also, I don't want to be rude, but can we say, is this the skinniest Vincent D'Onofrio has ever been on screen? I've never seen him so fit.
That's a good question, actually.
Even
I was
in Men
thinking
in
the
Black.
same thing.
Even in Men in Black, when he's Edgar,
still
when
a
he's
bit-
wearing the Edgar suit, he's still kind of
Yeah.
got some size. Of course, Full Metal Jacket, he's pretty big, and then every subsequent role, right? I was even thinking around that time, a couple years later, but like The Salton Sea, great fucking movie that nobody remembers.
He's huge in that too.
He's
The
huge,
noseless
and then
guy.
yeah, and then he became big. Right, and now he's fucking Kingpin
Then
in
he
Daredevil.
became big, and he also became big.
Dude, this is the skinniest I've ever seen him. To the point where I was like,
He
"Is
looks
this
great.
truly Vincent D'Onofrio?"
He looks kind of like jacked, like he powerlifts or some shit.
Yes, especially when in the beginning, when you see the chains in his back, the little hooks in his back and stuff,
And he
he's
raises
just walking
them
around.
up because those fucking
Yes.
chains are heavy.
Whenever
Kinda
the
looks like
demon
washed
takes
up,
over,
creepy He-Man.
he is like a creepy He-Man. He's like the fucking BDSM He-Man. If you've ever wanted to feel more embarrassed about liking He-Man, watch BDSM He-Man starring Vincent D'Onofrio. What's he doing with Man-at-Arms and Beast Beast Cat or whatever that guy's
He's
name is?
hovering over them on chains. If you watch the movie, you'll be disturbed.
You'll get that joke. That's right.
It's a disgusting.
We haven't said much about Vince Vaughn. There's really not much to say. I was kind of worried, especially because I didn't remember the movie. This movie does a thing, and it might just be the way that Vince Vaughn plays him, but I want to pick your brain about this. Doesn't it seem like with the score early on and the way they keep harping on Vince Vaughn, like there'll be a shot that hangs like a little too long on his face? Is it like, to me, I was like, are they trying to telegraph something to me that like Vince Vaughn is secretly in on this or something? And I realized, no, it's just his performance.
I think, well, the thing is, like, I didn't pick that up, but what I did pick up is that, like, I think I just assumed that he was, he's a very introspective and thoughtful person because here's something interesting. They kind of like, there's one scene where I forget who he's talking to, but he's mentioning that, like, just because you've gone through a traumatic experience, it doesn't mean that you can change for the worse. You can actually become a better person.
Oh, yes.
And I think that kind of like follows throughout the movie. He almost has like a bit of self-doubt because he and Starger are similar people, except one chose the good side and the other chose like the batshit crazy
That's actually
side.
a great way to put that.
So
You're
it's sort
absolutely
of
right.
like, I think he sees himself in that character as something that he could have become. But it's
Dude,
also,
that's a good call. Yes, they're like two shades of the same coin almost, right? They're both, right, clearly kids of trauma. And one kid grew up to be a defender and the other kid grew up to be an offender, right?
yeah,
Sexual offender.
sexual offender.
Dude, it's almost like, is Tarsem like a fucking genius? Dude, is he directly hinting at that in that shot where you see the where Vincent D'Onofrio is keeping the tank? It's like that field. It's like one side is barren with weeds and gold, and the other side is completely green and lush because one side has been like tended from the water that pumps out, and the other side is golden and has nothing.
That would be a cool little detail.
That's deep though. I
think
don't know though, man.
I actually think this movie is deep and very thoughtful.
Yeah.
I think it got a lot of bad press, and I think at the time, I remember a lot of people were shitting on it because they're like, Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Lopez in like a serious psychological thriller / sci-fi film. I also think it was a bit too high concept for its time, and it actually lives well in our current time because we're exposed to more things.
It feels like it could be right at home. Like, if this movie came out today, I would believe it. Like, it feels super ahead of its time, conceptually, design-wise, visually, even down to the pacing of it. And sort of like how now, I feel like half of Netflix's originals are all like based on the, like, what can we do that looks cool? And they kind of hang a half story around it. This at least has a great story, pays it off, knows how to structure and layer that shit. Because, like, not only are you exploring the psyche of a killer, you're also trying to do it with the ticking bomb of finding the woman in the real world. And when I tell you those things are, like, brilliantly interweaved, and I don't use that term lightly, like, there's some fucking artistry happening in this movie that I'm seriously impressed by. Like, super impressed.
By the way, that's why in our last episode of Altered States, I compare the two movies because they're both high concept. They deal with like mostly very intelligent people. They're also out there. They take a lot of references to art, but they do it in like a nice bundled way. You know how a lot of like artsy films, they like to go vague and strange in the ending and you never get any sort of closure. But these two movies, they're like, yes, we can be like artistic and avant-garde and strange, but we can also take into account that most audiences would like to have like a completely wrapped story.
Yes.
And I feel as though they're successul on both fronts because you get the disturbing
He
visuals,
knew to,
but in the
to
real
pay it
world,
off.
it's cool that there are these really nice parallels. You don't get bored with this movie because it jumping back and forth between the real world and I guess that you would call it the dream world. I think it's a really nice balance because it's not I feel as though this movie, it was too visual. It would be like too much of a bombardment, but this movie finds like a really nice balance and it addresses both audience members and it kind of like brings everyone together. It's a shame that it didn't do well, but I have a feeling that
it was a financial hit. It was a modest financial hit. And there was one critic, to his credit, dude, there was one critic that had this movie's back, and that was fucking Roger Ebert, dude. He went hard for this movie. I mean, not like that. I'm saying
Roger Ebert hanging himself on
Roger
chains.
Ebert has BDSM. He's like, BDSM He-Man. No, Roger Ebert really spoke out and praised this movie and even included it on his top 10 films of the year that year.
In 2000 was a pretty good year, right?
Pretty good year. Yeah, I mean, 1999 was like the recognized year in film.
Yeah, you can't beat 1999.
You can't beat 1999, but 2000, man, had some pretty decent flicks, and this was one that wound up making Ebert's top 10 of the year. That's nothing to shake a stick at, man.
Crazy.
He was actually a huge proponent of like genre movies and sci-fi. Like when people were panning Dark City, he like gave it literally called it his favorite movie of the year. He was like a big champion and an advocate for that movie, even down to like if you have those original Dark City DVDs of another New Line Cinema, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Roger Ebert had a commentary track.
Oh, wow. By the way, one thing bad about New Line Cinema, worst goddamn cases ever.
Oh, they were the flimsy like cardboard with the plastic.
And of course, they printed it around the corner, so if you opened and closed it too much, you would break your artwork.
Yep. Oh, but God, it makes me so nostalgic seeing that fucking New Line logo, man. I'm like, yeah.
And that music too is so good.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know why I did it that way. I want that to be my ringtone.
Oh shit. You should make it.
Dude, could you imagine, dude? That's like a hardcore nerd thing, dude. If nobody has a ringtone anymore, but like if somebody had the New Line Cinema Sting, the theme for their ringtone,
that
you'd be
Sting
like,
is one of my favorites though. That and was it Morgan Creek?
That guy fucks.
no,
know this.
It'd be more of like that guy doesn't.
That guy never fucks. He fucks
that
less
guy
than BDSM He-Man.
Or ever.
That guy's never had a Christmas. Ever. No Christmases.
He totally never came twice on Christmas.
Mark, do you have anything else you want to talk about or address with The Cell? Anything you want to bring up that we haven't covered yet?
Forever. And actually, that would have been a missed opportunity to do a commentary with the both of us. But this is probably one of my favorite movies of that era. And like Matt has said, it's aged really well. Every time I watch it, I find something new. There's always something. It's a very complex story, but it's also simple. Like they're high concepts in this movie, but they're presented in a really easy to digest way. So I think anyone, I mean, let me put it this way. If you're into disturbing, this movie is definitely not for everyone because it does have a lot of disturbing imagery and themes. But if you can stomach that stuff, and if you're a horror fan, I would definitely give this movie a chance if you haven't seen it, because I think it offers a lot, and maybe we spoiled a lot of things, but there's nothing, you will never be able to spoil how gorgeous this movie is.
Yeah. And also, too, I would argue you will never figure out how they're able to solve both riddles in the movie, where the woman is and how they can kind of get through to, it's actually very poetic and beautiful. That's what this movie is. The most haunting, horrifying shit you could think of, done in the most artful package possible. It's like, do you want a little MoMA, Museum of Modern Art, in your horror movie? That's The Cell. That's what this movie is. It looks like you could take any frame and put it up at MoMA and you'd be like, yep.
Oh, yeah. But doesn't it feel like it's one of these movies that, like, you can't make it again? It's its own thing. And
yes.
It's sort of like, I can't see, if they were to do, not that it would get a remake, but there's no way they could match how beautiful it is. Like, we've also moved out of the film and almost moved out of the physical effects era. This was one of, like, how the late 90s and early 2000s CG was blended so well. Like they were actually taking the time to do most of it physically. So it would be really hard to make. I have a feeling if they made this movie today, all those dream sequences would be 100% CG green screen. You would feel disconnected from it. But because this movie, fortunately, is from that 2000 era, it's very visceral. You feel like it really gets you, you feel as though these things exist, even though they are presented in a very artistic way, but they feel very tactile. And you're not going to really, unless they go back to this style of filmmaking, you'll probably never see anything like this movie again.
I think it's well said. I also would love to spoil that amazing observation with the fact that, Mark, did you know there's a sequel?
Oh no!
Called
really?
The Cell 2, and it looks like complete dog shit. I looked it up last night, and I was like,
"Look, the logo's
even
shitty."
Dude, wait. The Cusp is a serial killer who kills his victims and brings them back to life over and over again. Yeah, dude, his name is The Cusp. He brings them back to life over and over until they beg to die. Psychic Maya is an investigator who gained her powers after being in a coma caused by being the Cusp's first victim. She's not the cusp first victim because she's alive and she's pursuing him. She has to enter the killer's mind. So you know what that tells me? They didn't even have the budget to bring back the Technological Institute with the dream machines. They were like, fuck it. This girl is a psychic and she can enter his mind with telepathy. That's it.
How is that even connected to the cell then?
Low budget sequel. They probably bought the rights to the name.
Dude, is this like the lowest rating you've seen on a 2.8?
2.8.
That's pretty poopy.
Let's see if we can see a bit of this here.
Ew.
Fuck, play with sound.
I can see the crime, where it took place. I can't see his face.
The Cell 2. They were on the trail of a madman.
I'm going to make you beg for death.
Now, the only way to save his latest victim
You know exactly what he's doing to her.
is to enter the killer's mind.
Sure you want to do this?
Dude, wait! She didn't even go to a facility. She's still seated in the same place. She could just close her eyes and do it?
You know what this is? If they should have made this after COVID. She's like, she works from home. I can do it, but because of the restrictions, I have to work from home.
I'm a remote psychic.
I can do that through my mind.
I have to remote in. I'll remote into the killer's mind safely.
No, it'd be great if it's on Zoom.
Yeah.
First, send me the DocuSign. Then I will send you the Zoom details.
You gotta wait for the cusp to update his Zoom client so that he can successfully sign on.
I'm sorry, my camera's not on.
Also, at first I was tricked because I was like, doesn't that look like Halle Berry for a hot second? And I was like, oh shit, they got Halle Berry. Nope, it's not Halle Berry. Don't be tricked, people. It's not Halle Berry.
Wow, every poster for this thing sucks.
Mark, which would you rather watch? Wrath of the Titans or The Cell 2?
I think I'd rather watch Wrath of the Titans. You know what's crazy? That movie, The Cell 2, took 3 writers.
That you know of.
If they had no budget, how did they pay 3 writers? Just pay 1 writer and then put some...
I think they did the quiet on set thing where they paid 1 writer's salary and made 3 writers split it.
Look at that piece of shit. It's just a box on her head.
This looks like, I'm not kidding, doesn't this look like the prop in an escape room? If you're like, dude, we're going to do this crazy escape room based on The Cell. And there's like an actor sitting in the middle of the room. That's what this looks like.
Or like one of those really low, like HHN clones, like super low budget. It's like you go to some crappy town and there's a guy that makes his own. Hey, it's fake man. Mark Wahlberg.
Fake Mark Wahlberg. Oh, no.
Oh, fake John Hamm. Dude, this movie is full of fake actors. Who is that? Fake who?
I think that's just a porn star. They were like, next on the call sheet, Destiny Spankington. Is that a real name?
We may need to change your name like we changed Tarsem's name.
The Cell has a long history of making our cast and crew change their names, and if it's good enough for Tarsem, it's good enough for you, Miss Spankington. You got to change this. Julia Roberts gets wind of this. We're all fucked. She don't play.
Produced by Julia Roberts. That'd be crazy.
Executive produced by Julia Roberts. What if Tarsem Singh was like an anagram and you could move it around and you were like, oh my God, it secretly spells Julia Roberts. I know all the letters don't line up, people. I know. It's for comedy. Destiny Spankington might, though.
I like that. You said Julia Roberts. It is Tarsem.
Yeah, they're not even remotely close. If we realign the letters in Tarsem Singh, we get Julia Roberts. Star of Mirror Mirror. Also directed by Tarsem. Secretly directed by Julia Roberts. That's a detail that would be on the InfiniFilm disc. It'd be like, did you know Tarsem Singh is actually Julia Roberts in disguise? Wouldn't that be some shit if Julia Roberts was like a secretly amazing filmmaker? And you were like, God damn, she really can do it all. She can do it all.
She strikes me as someone who's going to be directing soon, though. You know
I
how
don't
like
know,
the
man.
older actors kind of like fall into directing?
They settle into, yeah. So it's always the people you least expect, though. You'd be like, who directed the new Twisters? Ray Romano.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio. Who directed this new sequel to Backdraft? Directed by Jerry Seinfeld. You know, Seinfeld's directing movies. Didn't he direct that Pop-Tart movie?
Isn't it doing really bad though?
Everybody hates it. I haven't seen it yet.
Man,
but you know that
he's
that
not
makes
good
me
at
want to
movies.
see it,
He
though,
did
right?
B-movie.
He starred in B-movie. He did not direct B-movie.
No, but he's like his movies have.
It's his movie.
Name a successful Jerry Seinfeld movie. Are there any?
I think he's only done 2 movies.
Yeah, I'm telling
B-movie and the Pop-Tart movie.
I actually kind of want to see the Pop-Tart movie.
I do too. You know what happened, dude? I canceled Netflix because I was like, there's nothing on here I want to watch right now. And the week I did that, there were like
Fucking
5
Pop-Tart
things.
movie.
It was like Baby Reindeer, Pop-Tart movie. It was like all these things everybody started talking about. I was like, God damn it. For months, Netflix had nothing.
I love Pop-Tarts and I love Jerry Seinfeld. By the way, those 2 things are very 90s.
Super 90s. And they seem like something in universe that the Jerry character on the Seinfeld show would have said he was going to do. Like, why don't we write a Pop-Tart movie?
What are we going to do with all these Pop-Tarts?
What if we write our own Pop-Tart movie? He would totally try to get George and Kramer to help him write a Pop-Tart movie.
Like Kramer? Oh no, never mind. Kramer.
Don't imitate Michael Richards on this show.
He's like, I hate those s'mores.
Oh my god. That'll play big with the cop crowd that listens to this show. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. That's what they say.
That was a perfectly acceptable cop joke.
Perfectly acceptable cop joke. Mark, we're coming to the end of our review, our retro review of The Cell, directed by Tarsem Singh. Right? I don't know why I said it that way. He should have directed one of the Pitch Perfect movies. That's a movie about singing. How ironic. Directed by Tarsem Singh. Right?
Oh my god. Yeah, but for some reason there's a crazy serial killer that does sexually...
At the very end. Yeah, dude, it plays out like a Pitch Perfect movie. And in the final scene, the camera comes out of Anna Kendrick's forehead. And you're like, we've been in her mind the whole time. And Vincent D'Onofrio comes out with the chains in his nipples and shit. Ah, la, 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 la.
He comes down from the lighting grid.
Yep, hanging off his body hooks like Hellraiser. Directed by Tarsem Singh. Mark, next week we will return. We're going to be a couple days late next week. But Mark, we are going to return to the movies. People are probably wondering, when are you guys going to return to the movie? We're returning to the cinema next week, people. Mark and I will be reviewing Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait. Like I said, that review is going to probably come out a little later in the week next week. We won't be dropping on our normal day.
And I have to apologize to the listeners. That is entirely my fault. Being in New York City, it's almost impossible to get first day tickets.
Mark got
now.
shut out of all his Furiosa screenings.
Especially for a pretentious... It's also it's totally my fault.
Mark could see it at any
I could
theater.
have sat in the front row in the IMAX and watched this movie.
Mark has to have his specific seat. Dude, did I tell you when I went to the Interstellar premiere?
K23, huh?
When I did all that work for Interstellar and I went to the premiere and it was at IMAX, they sat me, because I was not a major star. The real stars of the movie were there at that IMAX at 68th. I was at the premiere and I had to sit in the third fucking row. Row C. And I was like this. That's probably why I hate that movie, because that's the way I saw it.
It's like, here's one of the guys that help with the promo.
This guy does promos. He's a piece of shit. What tickets should we give him? Let's put him in the C aisle. He'll love it.
I guess you really see your hierarchy in the company by the C.
Your boss sits in like the FG aisle. What aisle are you in?
They're like throwing Skittles at you.
Yep, they're sitting next to Anne Hathaway.
Trailer.
Look, I'm friends with Anne Hathaway. Cool, right? I'll cut that part out of the show. Where's my notepad?
We're gonna have to blur that section. Like, that was so weird the way you leaned in like that. Can you do that again?
Mark, I'm in the cell. Help!
I'm being molested.
Cut Anne Hathaway joke.
Oh my goodness.
In parentheses, I'll put...
Cut Anne Hathaway.
You know the joke. So there you go. Next week, we'll be back to talk Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Until then, have a great week. Peace.
Peace.
Directed by Tarsem Singh.